Oh my God. So, my little dog Emma, she is in heat, and the household is so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, so having unaltered dogs is a little bit different than having dogs that are altered, one of those being that you have to deal with their sexual impulses. So Zeus is almost 4 years old. He'll be four in the this first week of December. Well, I guess it's the second, about a week and a half. So he's going to be 4. He is a mature male. Having a female that is in heat is crazy. Oh, he's awful. He's so bad. He just, boys get female on the brain when one of the females is in heat, and there's practically no living with them. But I don't like the idea of boarding one of my dogs, and I don't have anybody that would necessarily trust to watch over my dogs because I'm a control freak that way. So I just live with the fact that when Emma or Zarina is in heat, Zeus is so difficult to live with. He's crazy. One of the things you can do with a male is exercise them a lot more. So he gets twice as long in his exercise for the month that they are fertile. But it's so crazy because what he does, and it's so crazy annoying. He'll actually breathe in, and as he breathes out, he cries, and then he'll breathe in. I call it whine breathing. So because Emma's in heat, he's just taking all of that scent into his face, and it's making him a sweaty, crying mess. He runs around with a boner constantly. He's constantly dripping. It's crazy because she's in heat, and that's just what they do. So when my dogs are going through this, it takes about a month. And the first part's not too bad. About the first 10 days, it's happening. He starts to follow the female that's in heat, but you can live with it. Usually around day 10, he starts to do that whine breathing thing I was talking about where he's just crying. And usually by about day 12, he'll start to scream regularly. And it's actually terrible because you can see him struggling, attempting to deal with the fact that there's a female in heat right there that I will not let him have at. And so he'll just start to sweat and his eyes get really big and glassy, and he's not that obedient, but you can see him struggling. Like his lizard brain knows he's supposed to listen to mom, but his breeding instinct is so much stronger than listening to me that he's just like, Mom, she's right there. And I'll catch him doing things like tossing up his nose in the air, trying to smell for her. And we don't ever let them alone. That's the one time that we're really militant about the dogs being separated, because obviously I'm not trying to allow Zeus to have at his daughter. Gross, right? So we just live with it. But it's so awful. He won't eat. He barely sleeps, and I mean barely. He'll sleep maybe 2 hours a day. When this is a breed, the Dogo Argentino sleeps a lot. They normally sleep 16, 20 hours a day, and the other couple hours they're exercising to the max, and then they go back to sleep. It's like they really want to exercise and then sleep. That's the purpose of life. But when she's in heat, he screams, and every time she goes pee somewhere, when he's actually allowed out in the yard, he rolls to that area, he'll lick at it, he'll pee on it, and he's so hard to live with. But this is what you sign up for when you have intact dogs is, the craziness. And one of the things that I think is so weird about it is how the whole pack dynamic shifts. When one of the females is in heat, that female is 100% in charge, and the other female takes a back seat to it, and that's assuming they don't come into heat at the same time, which they normally do more or less. The one female will come into heat, and it usually triggers the other female coming into heat within 10 days or so. So this whole process for me ends up being roughly about a month and a half of insanity twice a year. It's fine, it's whatever, but oh my God, Zeus is being a pain in the butt. And he'll come over and he'll look at me ask permission to breed the females because all the females belong to me as the alpha. And I'm like, no, you can't breed that female. And he's like, but why? I'm like, shut up, dude, you can't do it. And he'll eventually start to drool a little bit, because he's breathing so much that he's hyperventilating in the face. What can you do? This is the story we have to tell. So exercise your male, Make sure you have foolproof separation. Like, the only time I allow them to be together is if there's two people, not just one person, but two people around. I don't usually let my little girl wear hot pants because she'll just pull them off or chew them off. They're hard enough to keep on with a more biddable breed, like a golden retriever or something would probably listen to you, but a dogo's not going to. They're going to be like, I don't need this. Take these off. And it's just the household is all upset. Everybody's crazy. It is what it is. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a good day. I know I haven't been on here very much, and that's mostly just because my other business is about to pop off, and it's the holidays and what have you. But I hope you guys are having a dogo-tastic day. Thanks as always. If you feel like a like, comment, share, subscribe, it's helpful to the channel. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and thank you as always.